This is Ag Matters PM from the Iowa Agribusiness Radio Network, brought to you by the Iowa Soybean Association, your source for the latest Iowa ag news headlines right here in the heart of the heartland. With reports from our award-winning team of Dustin Hoffman, Riley Smith, Mark Magnuson, and Andy Peterson. Now, from the IARN studios in Des Moines, here's Dustin.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Ag Matters PM from the Iowa Agribusiness Radio Network. I'm Dustin Huffman. Today is Wednesday, the 21st of May, 2025. So glad you could join us here today. Coming up a little later on in the program, we'll talk with Kenan Layden of agmarket.net to find out what happened in those markets today. But first, we're going to kick things off with Iowa Ag Secretary Mike Naig. Yesterday, the Secretary made an announcement that he will be seeking re-election as the Ag Secretary and foregoing a run for the governor's office. And also, we talked about a Choose Iowa announcement that is coming up for an event happening June 21st and 22nd. Now, Secretary Naig. All right, so last month when we talked about the fact that Governor Kim Reynolds was going to be stepping down after this term was up and that she was not going to seek re-election. And you were thinking about maybe deciding if you wanted to run for that. Yesterday, you made an announcement that you've kind of decided to run for another term of, I shouldn't say kind of, you decided to run for another term as Ag Secretary. You want to fill us in on the thought process getting to that conclusion?
You bet. We did. We announced that I have every intention of running for re-election as Secretary of Ag, and we did give that race for governor a really close look and thought about it, and of course talked to a lot of folks, studied it intensely. Of course, it's a family decision, and what we ultimately decided was that it's not our time, and for family reasons, for a variety of reasons, and so we're really good with that. But the other thing that I have to tell you that it just was on my mind the whole time that we were considering whether to make that move and make that decision was, doggone it, I love what I'm doing. And I think we're doing some great work here at the Iowa Department of Ag. And so basically it comes down to, I don't think I'm done here yet, or at least I'm going to take that, make my case to the people of Iowa and see if we can't get reelected for another term. So it was a good process, really humbled by the kind of comments and the encouragement that we got from folks across the state. And I'm proud to continue in this role. And so we're going to have a formal announcement about kicking off our campaign, but we're doing all the things that you should do to run for re-election in 26.
Now, you made the comment in that post yesterday on social media that you've accomplished some tremendous things, but the work is far from done. I mean, talk about some of those things that maybe helped lead to that decision that maybe you did need to tie up a few more loose ends there at the IDALs.
We first of all, we have an opportunity here that, I always say greatest job, Secretary of Ag for the state of Iowa, meaning that we have the ability we got important work to do here around, protecting our soil and water, building markets. And I think we'll talk a little bit about what we're doing with Choose Iowa, but I always say, regardless of if I'm talking about an international market or a domestic market like biofuels or dealing with Proposition 12 or promoting Iowa at the very local level, there is more work that we can do. We've got some great things going for us, but we've got some work to do on that standpoint. And of course, thinking about the next generation and workforce and how are we preparing others to the next generation to take over for all of us someday. And those are things that I think we've made tremendous progress. Animal industries is another area, protecting our animal industries, our livestock, responding to diseases like high path and African swine fever. You and I have talked about those things many, many times. We've come a long way with those efforts, but we've got a lot of work yet to do. And the other thing that I love to do, and I think that the Iowa Secretary of Agriculture has a unique ability to do, is to try to really influence and have an impact on what's happening with national policy as well. So we're thinking about a farm bill, hopefully this year, but national biofuels policy, national conservation policy, all of those types of things. I think those are all areas that I'd like to see us move forward on, and let's play a leadership role in the state of Iowa.
Well, definitely. You've started a lot of drives, and I think you want to make sure you finish them and get them into the end zone.
You bet. That's right. I had the great fortune of following somebody who was a tremendous Secretary of Agriculture, Bill Northey, who I worked with closely, and to be able to continue the great things that he started around water quality and take it to the next level. That's really how I've always felt about this job, is I had the opportunity to take things to the next level. And we're not done yet. And I think we've got more to give, and I'm proud of the work that our team is doing. And again, we'll make the case and see if we can't get hired again for another term.
All right, and one of those things that we kind of hinted about here, and that's something that you've been very good at spearheading, is the Choose Iowa program, Secretary. And you got an announcement here this morning about the Choose Iowa the statewide farm store crawl with Choose Iowa. You want to tell us a little bit about what that is?
Well, I tell you what, we're just having so much fun with Choose Iowa. There's so many good things happening. I think we're over 265 members now of Choose Iowa. We're literally adding members. Well, it's almost daily this year. It really is an incredible acceleration that's happening. And we think there's hundreds and hundreds of more folks that'll get into the program. And so what we're going to do, this is part of us now promoting those members and connecting the dots for folks. And so a couple things this summer that you can check out on chooseiowa.com. There's really two concepts. One is a passport. It's almost like a frequent flyer program, if you will, or a rewards program. There's a list of folks that are participating. You can kind of virtually punch your passport. You can visit different places all across the state. You can earn points and get prizes and those types of things. And basically those folks that are involved in the passport are offering some sort of a deal, some sort of a coupon or some sort of an incentive to visit and purchase from them. And so that's the kind of promotion that we're going to continue to do. So check out the passport at chooseiowa.com, but also this farm store crawl. And that's happening in June. And we're actually working together with the Iowa Barn Foundation, which is a really cool cooperation, a partnership that we've got, is trying to give new life and restore and preserve the great cathedrals of the prairie, those barns that are so critically important to Iowa, to agriculture, our history. And some of those barns are getting new life as retail stores or as getting put back into production because folks are selling direct to consumer. And so we're kind of work together with them to do this farm store crawl. Some of those farm stores are in barns, and we're going to help cross promote. The Barn Foundation does a couple of barn tours every year, and this summer they've got a county focused tour in Cedar County, and one of those farm store crawl locations is going to intersect with that barn tour. So we just love being able to give people a real farm experience, an authentic visit to a farm, and learn more about what we do in agriculture, and doing it together with our friends at the Barn Foundation.
All right, definitely a great way to have people get more connected with that. And of course, people can plan their itinerary and see who's involved through that passport program as well, correct?
They can. And so again, go to chooseiowa.com. It's all there. It's mobile friendly. You'll be able to, there's a great directory. I always tell, I don't care if you're shopping for mom for Mother's Day, which is now past, or whether it's dad for Father's Day coming up, or the 4th of July, or Christmas shopping in December. There's a great directory there that you can type in if it's honey or brewing or distilling or fruits and vegetables or beef sticks or whatever you want. There's a whole range of Choose Iowa members. Go to chooseiowa.com, search for that, but also look at this passport, this listing, and you've heard of the Tenderloin Trail and those types of things. This is really like that, and you'll be able to visit all those different places to get some great deals. And then that farm store crawl as well. We're going to do also a tour, kind of an open house, if you will, this fall. Again, just giving folks a chance to interact with great farmers, to get on a farm, to learn more about where their food comes from. And of course, the bottom line of Choose Iowa is we're giving our members an opportunity to sell more, and we're giving a chance for Iowa's consumers to buy more of what they're looking for, which is they want to buy local. We're going to give them what they ask for.
That again was Iowa Agriculture Secretary Mike Naig. We're going to take a short break and hear from our sponsor, the Iowa Soybean Association and the Soy Checkoff. When we come back, we're going to talk with Kenan Layden of agmarket.net. This is Ag Matters PM.
Iowa Soybean Association is driven to deliver for Iowa's 40,000 soybean farmers. We're proud to provide objective agronomic research, a helping hand with soil and water stewardship, and timely industry news powered by the Soybean Checkoff. Learn more at iasoybeans.com.
It's time now for the Ag Matters PM Closing Market Summary, your source for market analysis and settlement prices from the day's trade in Chicago, courtesy of the folks at agmarket.net. We're back on Ag Matters PM, now on the Iowa Agribusiness Radio Network, and time to run down the closing markets, and we're being joined by Kenan Layden of agmarket.net. Kenan, I know you updated Mark during the middays. What did we see to close out this day today on those grains?
Yeah, so great day across the grain markets as far as market action is concerned. At technical, you know, a little softer at the end of the day here on some of the wheat contracts and some of these contracts, soybeans and corn are off their highs. But overall, very constructive. Corn and wheat have had a big three trading sessions, days of trading, being up a lot. So wheat's off of its lows where it had made, record managed money short in the Kansas City and then the Chicago and Kansas City contract combined last Friday, And then there's just a few fundamental things that maybe are adding up this early in the season without the crop actually being produced to, maybe scare some of the funds out of their shorts or maybe just take some of the profit they've had. They have to be up so much money on those short weak positions. And same with corn, got down to some technical support and it held at some important previous levels. And this early in the season, being cheap in the world as an export source, with exports being good, it's hard to say that these markets need to be that much lower this early in the season.
Anything that we're looking on the horizon right now that could be a market mover, either in the macro economy or anything like that, that's kind of keeping your eye and keeping your attention?
Yeah, I was talking with someone earlier today, and soybeans are kind of like, they're like kind of like a gasoline can with a rag in it, and then someone's like lighting a match around it right now. So anything that deals with the 45Z, the renewable fuel standard, the renewable volume obligation for that renewable fuel standard, that stuff can send soybeans up or down crazy here. So we were up, 20 plus cents one day, down 26 cents the next day, all on rumors of that bill. So I guess that's probably the biggest thing standing out to us is just how crazy that soybean market's going to be here on headline news on potential passing of a few bills.
All right, well, let's move over to the livestock side of things. Cattle and hogs, how do we see those fare today?
Oh, weaker in the feeders here today. On the 14th, cattle made a new high in a lot of those feeder contracts, and then they closed the day lower. So they had a big reversal day, and since then they've, haven't really been trading their normal $3 to $4 a day range, which they were before. Cash has been a little stagnant to a little weaker. I'm not going to say cash is bad. It's just it isn't continually getting higher and higher. So um, maybe at a crossroads in that cattle market, cash needs to either help and push it higher after that technical reversal day for the board to go higher as it has in the past, and that would be something to look for moving forward. You know, Hogs have been very productive as of late in their price action on the board, and hopefully, as demand for them can continue to be strong, both domestically and internationally, and there's no barriers to them.
All right, well, Kenan, if folks want to talk about some of their options, some of their strategies for their marketing, what's the best way for them to get in touch with agmarket.net?
Yeah, check us out on the web at eggmarket.net. Check out some of our market information and look for a broker in your area.
All right, Kenan, well, thanks so much for the insight. We'll talk to you again real soon.
Thank you.
That again was Kenan Layden of agmarket.net. Let's go ahead and take a look at how the numbers closed on the Iowa Agribusiness Radio Network market screen online at iowaagnet.com. At the close, July corn up 6.5 at 461 even. Soybeans up 9 3/4 at 1062 3/4. Soy meal up $1.50 at 294.10. Soy oil 33 cents higher at 49.83. Chicago wheat up 3 1/4 at 549 1/4. Kansas wheat up 4 1/4 at 540 1/2. Minneapolis spring wheat up 7 cents at 604 3/4. Oats up 3 cents at 359 1/2. On the Merck live cattle up 97 cents at 214.15. Feeders down $1.07 at 296.42. Lean hogs 50 cents lower at 99.52. Pork cutouts unchanged at 106.30. Class 3 milk up 68 cents at 90. Well, that is the end of our closing market recap, and that brings us to the end of today's show. You can find all our content online at iowaagnet.com, including replays of this program, Pods of Potential, Between the Pods, our market cast, and much more. You can also sign up for our podcast subscriptions through Amazon, Apple, Spotify, and Podbean to get market updates sent 3 times a day right to your mobile device, and also the Pods of Potential and Iowa Ag Matters programs as well. From the iARN studios in Des Moines, I'm Dustin Huffman. For Andy Peterson, Riley Smith, and Mark Magnuson, we thank you for watching. This has been Ag Matters PM.